Good morning, and welcome to the 81st edition of Coffee with Knight. Y'all, it's been a long week. Alright, so, where do we start? Let's see. I was supposed to go on a family trip down the river. We talked about this last week. And that never happened. The wife actually threw out her back for the first time in her life, and something with her sciatica nerve, maybe slip disc, something, and yeah, that just so I stayed home to take care of her, and she actually ended up calling out of work, which is super bizarre for her. Sorry, I'm trying to get the chat and stuff up and running here. So, that's super bizarre for her, and I guess she did it like Saturday or something. She was supposed to work Sunday night into Monday. Ended up calling out, which she never calls out. So, yeah, I didn't end up going on that trip. And then, as I'm putting Connor to bed on Monday night, he wasn't quite asleep. So when he's like in that almost asleep point, he gets really angry when you try and set him down. Well, he climbed out of his crib. So yay! So I dropped the crib riser. I took out one of the crib risers and dropped it down a little bit. And that was a temporary fix. Because if you drop it down too far, it's hard to get him in and out of the crib. So I dropped it down as low as I could, and that worked for a few days while I made a bed for him. And you can't see it, it's over there. I'm going to post pictures on the Facebook group later today. But so she got some meds after going to the doctors, and ended up taking care of her, doing the whole spiel for a few days, and she started going to the shop with me, and kind of minding Connor as I built the bed and worked on the rail in the back. So I got the bed finished. The rail in the backyard's almost done. Maybe I'll finish that up today, all the woodworking on that, and stain it today. And I need to order the cable. Maybe I'll do a quick video on that. Next week or whatever, when I get down there. Let's see. And also, halfway through making the top cap for the rail, my table saw broke. So the top cap of the rail is it's a solid 2x6, but that's not comfortable to like lean against, and it doesn't look as good. So I wanted to put like a little chamfer on it. So I decided to stand it up on end, and I think I dropped the blade from, I think I dropped it 20, somewhere between 15 and 25 degrees. I think it's like 22 degrees or something. So there's like a 3-inch flat spot on top, and you have like somewhere between a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch flat spot on the sides, and then a nice long angle, so that when you like lean against the rail, it's actually comfortable on your arms to lean against it, and it looks pretty nice. So I got that all done. I had to rip off the adjustment knob, and now I have to adjust everything on the table saw with a wrench. or wrench, pair of pliers. You push it down and really torque it really hard to get the angle to adjust, and then I can adjust the height of it. So, we have some chats coming, so let's hop over to the chat and talk about the doobly-doo. Good morning. Good morning, Alan. How are we doing today, buddy? So yeah, I was just talking about my table saw. That finally died today, this week. I'm super not happy about it. But I mean, this kind of just pushes forward the process of getting a new, better table saw, and I think I have narrowed down which one I want. Let me just pop that up here real quick. It's a rigid table saw. Let me see. It's this one here. Block. It's sold by Home Depot. It's the 13 and 10 inch professional cast iron table saw. It looks like it has a really good fence. The reviews on it are mostly positive. It's $750. So it's pretty good. It's kind of in that prosumer range between $750 and it looks like $2,500 is pretty much the prosumer range, which is where I'm at now. The table saw I have now, if you're not aware, is just a Harbor Freight. So it was $100, but I got like two and a half years out of it, and I put that thing through some work. So if you are getting started in woodworking, I mean, a Harbor Freight table saw definitely does work. There are more expensive versions, there are cheaper versions. One moment. There are more expensive versions. I know, excuse me. I know DeWalt makes one, and I think, there's two or three, more expensive ones. But, for what it is and for what you pay for it, it is definitely worth it. And it, has a standard 5/8 inch arbor, so any table saw blade, you get will work with the Harbor Freight one, even though it's kind of a junky, even though it's kind of a junky saw. What are they? The rails, not the rails. It's like the track isn't. There's a lot of loose adjustment in there. The rip fence sucks. It just does. But for what you pay for it, it's definitely worth it, and it has enough power to get most jobs done, most hobby level jobs. Ripping 2x4s and if you build a special fence and an outfeed table like I did, you can rip up to 3/4 inch plywood on it, so it works. Alan, have to get ours together. It's still in pieces. Yeah. Oh, hi, Jill. It's just one of those things that just takes time. So, how you guys doing today? And how's little Bean? Someone is unhappy out there. Yeah, just I was hoping I'd get at least another month out of that table saw, though. Maybe I was being too hopeful, but who knows? So got all that done, which is nice. I got the rail mostly finished, so I'm hoping I can get that done either today or sometime this week. Had an awesome Father's Day, and I hope everyone else did. Oh, Alan, you guys are on your way down to her mom's in Langhorne. Where the hell is Langhorne? Langhorne, PA. In Bucks County. Ooh, that is a drive. I do not envy you kids. Sorry, I didn't sleep well last night, and I know I'm usually scatterbrained, you know, on this podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it. I started going to bed around somewhere between 11 and midnight, and I started getting. I had a mild headache since, you know, 3 or 4 o'clock, but I you know, try to drink plenty of water and get enough caffeine and nicotine and stuff in me, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work. And I took some Excedrin right before bed, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, I just woke up with the worst migraine, like top of the head and back of the neck, just shooting pain. I felt nauseous. It felt like someone took a baseball bat and just beamed me in the head while I was sleeping. Hooray for chronic pain. So yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night, so I do apologize if I'm a little bit more scattered than usual. What was I talking about? Oh, table saws in the shop and stuff. So that's almost done, which is fantastic, because then once I get that cable in there, I can start going down there on a more regular basis when it's just me and little man, because then I can just open the back door, shut the garage door, and he can just run in and out and do whatever, and he'll be totally safe. And I think it's good to have an outdoor space for him to play in and stuff, where he's mostly unsupervised. I think that's very important for our kids' development, is having some unsupervised, unscheduled playtime. No, unscheduled is whenever we're down at the shop. Nonetheless, it's super important. I think so, at least. And this way he'll get that. Oh, Jill Chafin, lost you on my phone, had to switch to Jill's. Well, I guess that's still Alan texting me, but either way, yay. But yeah, I think that unscheduled playtime will be good for him, and it'll be good for me because I get to work more, right? What else is there? Shop wise, I have a ton of commissions rolling in. I hooked up with that guitar guy that I talked to you guys about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever. He finally showed up at the shop when I was there, which was rather serendipitous, because it was good to talk to him. And I may also become the production guy for all his shelves and stuff. Jill is driving. Well, Jill, eyes on the road. I might become the production shop for all his shelving and stuff, which is rather cool, actually, because he just does all the finish work then and sells them. So he has the patterns, he has all the dimensions and everything. So I would just set up the jig on the table saw, run everything off, and $100 a shelf. And they're actually really cool. They're like, like the traditional coffin shaped. He has a couple intermediate shelves in there, which is really nice. He says he just eyeballs the angles, so I think what I would end up doing is, you know, just refining that a little bit, and you know, going from there, and that way we just bang them out real easy, fast and easy, boom, 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 boom. Because you mean once you have an angle dialed in, and you know, okay, I need a 22-degree angle on this and a 15-degree angle on that on the table saw, you just crank it down, lock the blade, and go. Which is actually going to be a benefit of getting this this new table saw, the rigid. What was it? Is there like a model number to it? Just 13 amp. That was like a rigid 750, but maybe that's just the price, and I'm mixing that up in my head. Yeah, but a rigid table saw. You know, I see. Yeah, that's just professional cast iron table saw. Well, whatever. A lot of good reviews on it and stuff, but the good thing is there's a separate separate dial for the blade height and for the angle, and it has a really good fence on it, far superior to the Harbor Freight one I have. You know, which is important. You know, the more stable and reliable the fence, and the angle setting, the faster you can work, the more precise you can work. It also has a much larger size, you know, just much larger, so I can more easily work larger material. It's better machined, so I can, you know, all my fences and all that stuff, I can, and jigs and stuff are going to be more accurate, more reliable. Which is nice. It is a very, what you call it? It's very important things to have. Very, very, very important things to have in a table saw, which the Harbor Freight one tries to emulate, but doesn't quite get. And you know what I forgot to do already? I told you I'm scatterbrained. I didn't sleep. I didn't share this stream over to Facebook. Because why would I? Copy. Nightsmith. But yeah, little man sleeping in a bed now, which is, I mean, it's cool because I was able to whip a bed up for him like that. But at the same time, it's a little sad making, you know? Little man's growing up. What other changes have happened that I can talk about? There is one, but it is not on Facebook yet. Very important to my in-laws family. So I'm going to say congratulations now. So if you know who you are, you know what I'm talking about. Congratulations. However, I'm not going to preemptively spread that information. So just a little wink and nod there. See, we're going through that too. Yeah, it's something. I'm gonna post pictures of the bed up on Facebook later today onto the Knightsmith group. You know, it was really cool. You know, just doing the run through and everything. Good morning, Eileen. You're watching from work. Naughty. How's work going? But yeah, it's just you know, it's all pine, but it's actually all scrap wood, which is even better because I need to get rid of as much scrap wood as I can right now, and you know, used up, you know, a lot of scrap plywood I have that just taking up space. A couple 2x4s, some 1/2 inch plywood for the headboard and footboard, 3/4 inch for the slats. I ended up, I kept going back and forth. Should I make this a slat bed? Should I make it just a plywood platform? And I don't want a slat because, they have a tendency to move and jangle about if you don't make spacer blocks and stuff. I didn't want to get that complicated because we needed it now. But then I also didn't have any pieces of plywood that were big enough to span the whole thing, so I did like a modified. I made slats out of plywood, but I made them like 5 inches wide. I made 6 of them or something. That works. The posts are 2x4s. I cut a little angle, and there's a dado on the back of them for the headboard or footboard. And there's a rabbet. No, there's a rabbet for the headboard footboard. There's a dado for the bed rails, so he doesn't, fall in or out. So there's, a little lip like that high around the bed so that when he goes over to it, he kind of stops. I could have made it like really high, but I didn't. I just made him like 5 inches high, and the mattress sits, 3 inches above the stile or the rail of the bed. So the thing, it sits high enough, I think, without being too high, so he can still get out of bed if he wants comfortably without having to go over this big lip. But it still stops him from rolling out, which I think is good. But the plywood headboard and footboard, I'm kind of going back and forth on this. Should I paint it? Should I stain it? I think I want to just leave the wood natural. Just no finish on it at all. Just sanded, done. But the plywood's kind of ugly. Should I stain it? Should I paint it? I don't know. Because he's probably going to have this bed for 2 or 3 years. So, my thoughts were paint the plywood inside, front and back. Like a green or a blue or maybe a dark brown, but on the bottom of the footboard, since that's going to be exposed most of the time because he's going to be getting rid of the changing table in the next 6 months to a year. I was thinking about doing like chalkboard paint on it. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? So he has a little chalkboard as footboard so that when you have a house he can start drawing on it and stuff. I think it'd be cool. I don't know. Eileen, well, I've been here since 5:30, 3 trauma teams and 2 strokes. So much fun. I can imagine. It doesn't sound like a good time. An interesting time. Not a good one. That would be awesome with the chalkboard paint. Thanks. I kind of think so too. Just... It's a blank canvas. It'd be on the other side of his footboard, so it's not like he's gonna kick it and rub it off on it and stuff. And it just adds a little bit of functionality while still keeping things kind of light and fun. I think so, at least. Oh, and the reason I didn't do any finish on it too, not just because I was lazy, but because we needed it now. So as soon as I was able to get it, I just dusted it off, threw it in the car, brought it home. And it was like 9 o'clock by the time we got home, so that was his last night in the crib. Next morning, Mick went to physical therapy while I tore down the crib and tore down the crib, put this thing up, and that was his first day in it. So I didn't have time for like stain and stuff to off gas or dry or soak in. And even if he did it, it's just chalk. You're right, even if he does end up rubbing off on it, it's just chalk. Like, who cares? But then it makes his bed look dirty and dusty and whatever. So if it's on the, outside facing of his footboard, who cares? Just a little extra fun for a kid. And I think that's important. Not only does it do double duty, but it's fun, and it's a thing that can promote mental growth. And I think that's very important, don't you? I want to give this kid every possible advantage in life. want to give all my kids an advantage in life, but I only have one so far. Ellie's crib converted into a day bed. That's cool. Yeah, Connor's didn't. I designed it just to be a standalone crib. And when I built it, I spent so much time. Hello. Someone just barged in here like the Kool-Aid man. I need to shut that door though, so I don't get demonetized or kicked off because of you can hear the kids show in the background. Designed it to be just a standalone crib with a what you call it? With a risers that can drop down. Did I get kicked off? I don't think so. Nope, still not kicked off. Sweet. But it's just one of those things that I need to think about more in the future. Don't play with the mouse. You're not allowed to play with the mouse. You never have been. So don't try and give me that. Well,
Tea.
That is tea, yeah. I drink enough tea that he thinks everything I drink is tea now. It's either tea or tea. And yeah, that's enough. Your stream buddy had to make an appearance. Yes, he did. Yep, that's turning the UV light on and off, bub. But regardless of all that, I think the crib still more than served its function. And for the amount of time and everything I put into it, it's going to last forever. So the fact that it doesn't convert into a day bed or whatever, I don't think is too big a deal. I can just easily whip up a bed. It took me, just off the top of my head and figuring it out, as I went, 6 hours to design and build a bed from scratch. I don't think that's too bad. It wasn't the full 6 hours I was even working on it because half it. Well, he made Ellie smile. Connor, you see that? See that right there? You made Ellie smile. Yay! Hooray! That is off. You're right. So maybe 4 hours of actual work. Yeah, this is my microphone. Remember, you're not supposed to mess with it on camera. You remember that, bub? Yeah? You see your face? Connor, you see your face right there? Yeah, right there. Bloop. Boop. All right, so yeah. So, things aren't going too bad. It's just been a long week, stressful week, and I think this is a great time to tell you all that I actually do professional sharpening. And right now, Connor, what's this?
Sharp.
Yep, sharp. I do a professional sharpening service. Yep. Yep, and that is the mouse that you're not allowed to touch. So I do a professional sharpening service. Sharp. These are just like show swords. I actually have the full set, the Tanto, Wakizashi, and Katana that I'm sharpening right now. Yeah, those are screws. You want to play with the screws? There. He loves playing with screws. Whenever I'm at the shop, I just put the whole bucket of screws on the thing. Ow! Dude. You elbowed me right in the xiphoid process.
Ow!
Ow, yeah, that hurts. Don't do that, not cool. And he, like, the entire time doing all the railing and stuff, he brought me all the screws one by one. And it was so cute, guys. It's like, definitely my kid. 10 out of 10. Jill may have a commission for you. Sounds good. So, I mean, the show swords are a lot easier than real swords and knives. Well, they're easier and harder because show swords generally don't have a bevel already associated with them. They have a false bevel ground onto them, and then they're ground flat. So it looks like they're sharp, but you can't cut anything with it besides maybe butter. So, you know, you got to take that and grind in a new bevel. And then from that grinding, you have to remove all the grinding marks. And down and down and down and down and down it goes. With, you know, real swords and knives, the bevel is already established. Even though they're usually not super sharp, it's already established. So it's actually faster and easier to do the real things than to do the play things, even though the real things are significantly harder. She needs a new Inkle loom. I have no idea what that is, but I will do some research. And I'm sure, you know, you'd be more than... Inkle loom. Oh! Okay. I kind of see what's going on there. Fascinating. So something kind of like these guys here. Interesting. Well, what we will have to do, Jill, is get together and talk specifics about it, about what you need and what size and configuration. And I should be able to pop one out for you pretty quick and easy, actually. And don't forget, I still owe you that that knife sheath or sword sheath. As part of that trade. Fascinating. Definitely, that would be a cool project and very. I think I'll make a video on that one. Very quick and easy video too. So. Oh, speaking of knives and swords and stuff, yesterday, and this makes me very happy on the inside, my anvils have returned to the shop. I got them out of storage this week, and brought them down to the shop yesterday. So I'm quite happy about that. And my forge pot, the base that I use for my forge, that's sitting down there too now. So I need to build all the wooden pieces for them first, and then I need to get some refractory brick and refractory cement to build up the forge. But guys, everything's coming together. Like, how cool is this? It's all starting to happen. And Jill, we do have multiple looms that you could use for patterning. Cool. That'll be definitely that. We'll have to hook up on that. That sounds like a really fun and interesting project. Yeah, that'll be cool. Having fun with the screws? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's all starting to come together, guys. And I think for the forge and the blacksmithing portion of Nightsmith, I need to come up with some standard things that I can pump out. As opposed to just doing everything all commission based. You know, I can do nails, and I can teach a kid how to do nails, and simple knives. Like I'm gonna do some kiridashi knives soon. You know, just for marking. You know, it's just a nope. You know, just a single bevel kiridashi knife. But I think just keeping in product line.
Down.
Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Ding down. Down.
What about it? You wanna go get them? Hooks. Hooks would be a good one. You know, S hooks, J hooks. But I'm thinking like herb choppers. Because I already make those little, you know, for the woodworking portion. Okay. For the woodworking, hinges. Ooh, that would be a nice one. Like nice long, like strap hinges. Herb choppers. Because that's very easy to do. You know, you could take a standard bar set, cut it into your pieces, cut the things. 10 sticks, that's a good one. Maybe some bodkin arrowheads. But you know, I could start batching them out. You know, probably charge $80, $100 a piece, and then I could sell them as a set with the cutting boards. And I think if I get in with a couple realtors doing the cutting boards, I could get a little like mini catalog together, draw knives, corkscrews. Ooh, corkscrews. Hair sticks. Interesting. I could get a little catalog together that goes with the cutting boards. Make a little package so that, you know, you buy a house, your realtor gives you a cutting board made by Knightsmith, and go get it. Or not. That can go with a little catalog that goes with the cutting board that has, you know, herb choppers in it, coasters, wooden coasters, leather coasters, maybe a serving set. Gentleman's tray. Corkscrew would be a really cool one, because then that kind of goes with the like kind of home and garden, or the home section of it. And I could do some gardening stuff. And some water. It's so cool whenever we're at the shop together. You're not getting any coffee today, buddy. You don't need caffeine. I do. Whenever he's thirsty. Steak turners. Ooh. You are definitely getting a bath tonight. Your hair is all crusty full of stuff. I had a thought. Oh, I have a big case of water at the shop, so whenever he's thirsty, he just brings me a whole new bottle of water. me, like, dude, we don't need to open a brand new bottle of water. We can take 3 sips out of it at a time. But so I take it from him, get his old, give it to him. But it's kind of cool, you know. Right. But that's kind of where I sit for the week. Dude, you got to be up or down. You got to make the decision. You're either on the show or you're not. Alright, guys. Well, it's been 45 minutes. He's starting to be a little bit of a handful. And I need to get on with my day. And I think so do you. But I think that whole package idea and package deal would be a good idea. Steak turners. That would be a good one. That would definitely be a good one. But yeah, so everything's starting to come together. And soon, very soon, Knightsmith is going to be not complete, but whole for the first time ever. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am super excited for it. So now is the, you know, not the disclaimer, but the, really? Are you trying to be cute? Are you trying to be a butt? What's going on? Yeah?
Mama.
Well, Mama's at work right now.
Mama!
She's got to be home tomorrow. But please don't scream. My head still hurts. Okay? Thank you. Here's where I shamelessly promote myself. I have to thank all my patrons over at patreon.com/Knightsmith. You guys are awesome. I know there's only a few of you, but you guys definitely help me out. You definitely help support the shop and make this dream into a reality. Squeeze! And guys, if you'd like to support, support Nightsmith, if you'd like to see more of this little guy, see my family grow and expand and the business get bigger and bigger, and hopefully I can be completely self-employed one day, hopefully soon, please go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. Even $1 a month helps. It really does. Jill Chafing. If you hit the flea market, you could also get cheap materials. You're right. I could. And I think I'm going to have to, especially when I'm getting... Because I don't have any forging tongs or anything like that. So I need to get some of those. Or make some. That's not going to be fun, but one of those things that just has to get done, right? But yeah, if you guys want to support this, if you want to help support this kid, because he's a handful, go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. Anything you can give is such a help. You don't even realize. It might feel insignificant, $1 or $2 a month, big deal. Not even a cup of coffee. However, it really does make a world of difference in my life. And if you're not able to do that, please like, comment, and subscribe. All of that stuff definitely helps. And again, that's something that might feel insignificant, you know. I don't post a lot very often, you know, so for the last couple months I've only been doing these live streams. I have a huge backlog of videos I need to edit and upload, but it's just time. I don't have the time, and it's hard finding someone who can edit for me. I've been trying for the last year to find an editor, just to get that off my plate so I could just focus on making stuff and making content instead of editing and curating and everything else, because I'm a much better maker than I am salesman or video editor. I know where my strengths are. I know where my weaknesses are. But we're all getting out there.
Down.
Get down then. So trying to get everything up and running. But if you guys like, you guys comment, you subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if I can get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time this year, that would be awesome, because then I start making that YouTube ad money, which really isn't that much, but you know, if I'm begging you guys to donate $1 a month, a few pennies per video is pretty nice from YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe, and if you can, go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. Support the channel, support my family, support the business, and let's help to make this dream come alive. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. And I'll see you next week.